Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone present on that side. And again, I welcome each and everyone on the Live Physics VK channel. So, here we are going to start, or here we are going to deal some more related to the physics after dealing with the units and measurement. I'm not saying that the unit and measurement has been finished yet. There is a small part, that part I personally want to take in a practical manner when we'll meet face to face during after the open up of the lockdown system. So when we meet face to face, at that time we are going to personally deal with that topic, because that topic is little bit practical. You can say that it is better to do that topic when we are in a practically present in front of the each other. So with that note, by leaving that small topic, let's start with the next theoretical topic that we can do, and that topic is mathematical tools. So as I earlier discussed with you, there is one more chapter, the chapter called as Zero chapter. The chapter which taught us about some of the mathematical equipment, some of the mathematical formulas, identities that are going to be very much useful part during the physics concept or understanding the physics concept. So while we are going to deal with more elaboration in the physics concept, we required some of the mathematical tools, some of the mathematical formulas, and in this chapter we are going to discuss on that. But before starting with this lecture, let me clear something about that. As I mentioned, it is mathematical tools. So I know you all are familiar with the word tools. So tools are those equipments which are used to solve out or to rectify any problem, and to solve this in a very easy manner. So tool is that equipment जो हमारी problem को बहुत ease करने वाला है. So while dealing with the tool, for an example, if I want to open something which has been tightened by the screw, so I required what? I required screwdriver, I required plier, or any other equipment, any other mechanical equipment which is beneficial or which is help to open that device. So the point is that when we are using the tools, so those tools are very much important part to assemble or to open or to perform any operations. So if we want to do anything, अगर हम किसी चीज को study करना चाहते हैं, if I want to study the fan, so I have to open all the parts of the what? Fan. But to open the all parts of the fan, I required various tools. At some point I required the screwdriver. At some point I required a hammer. At some point I required any other device. But what is the most important thing about the tool that I want to clear? That important thing is that the tool is that entity जिसको use करके आप उसे ease तो करेंगे, but about the tool we are not concerned what is the basic principle behind that tool. Means, for an example, in the kitchen there is a tool which is very much helpful to your mom while making any particular dish. That tool is your mixture and grinder. So that mixture and grinder is like a tool, means that is a device, but it is a tool for your mom. So when we are trying to grind anything, when we are trying to grind anything to make any particular dish, your mom use that as a tool. So what we do, we put all the elements that we want to grind and we switch on it, and after some time it will gives us the result that we want. But earlier, to grind anything, to make all the thing was very small, बनाने के various different techniques were there, but this tool is very much enhanced. It save the time, it give you the proper manner में आपको सारा output देगा, and that shows the best result. But if we want to know, if you ask your mom that, mom, what is the basic concept, what is the basic principle behind the grinder, so might be she will say that I do not have any much idea about the principle of the grinder, but I know that how to use the grinder, how much or for what time period the grinder should be operated, at which speed it should be operated. If I want to chop down that entity, either it is onion, either it is tomato, into the small piece. So she knows everything about the tool. She knows कि कितना यूज करना चाहिए, कहाँ पे यूज करना चाहिए, कितना टाइम. So she knows how to use the tool, but might be she do not know that what is the basic principle behind it. So that is not the point कि उसका principle क्या है. You will let to know about the principle of the tools. आपको बाद में in future पता चलेगा, and the mathematics subject will help you to understand the principle behind it. But here we require those mathematical phenomena or those mathematical formulas as a tool in the physics. तो हमारे लिए ये formulas tool होने वाले हैं. So might be I'll try to explain some concept, but in mathematics you are going to get this in a proper manner. And about this mathematical tool, let's start first of all with the algebra. So there are some algebra concept that we required. So I am just going with all the entities जो आप लोग पहले से जानते. So first of all the basic identities. So the basic identities that we are going to require in the physics. So help me out. First of all, the first would be your a plus b whole square. So this identity would be a square plus b square plus 2ab. Second, please, a minus b whole square. It will give you a square plus b square negative of 2ab. Third, that would be your a plus b into a minus b. This will give you a square negative b square. Fourth one, you can say a minus b whole cube. It would be a cube negative b cube plus 3ab square negative 3a square b. Next you can write a plus b whole cube. It will give you a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square. So these are the basic identities that are going to be used somewhere in the physics. We required somewhere in the physics, and if we required, so we should recall. So I have written some. If I forgot some identity जो आप लोगों ने 10th class से before the 11th आप लोगों ने read किया हुआ है, and if I left someone, you can add it into your mathematical tools. उस tools को आप अपने requirement में add कर सकते हैं. So some basic identity we discuss. Some more thing that we have to discuss from the math, and that thing is your quadratic equation. So we all know that the quadratic equation is always been in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this type of variation of x along with the constant, this is called as the quadratic equation. And now how to solve the quadratic equation? So there are various methods or technique that you have learned in the class 10 to solve about the quadratic equation. I am going to use the standard or the basic formula. If you have any technique to use that, you can perform that technique. So हम tools कोई भी use कर सकते हैं जिससे आपको उसे open करना है. If you want to open any nut and bolt system, so which appliance that you are going to use, आप उसको open करने के लिए plier use कर रहे हैं, उसको open करने के लिए you are using screwdriver, उसको open करने के लिए you are using that key system use कर रहे हैं. So which of the tool that you are using to open that screwdriver, open that nut bolt system, that depend upon you. So that is your choice that which of the tool I should go to open that system. Means to perform that or to understand that concept of the physics, which of the mathematical tool that I should use, which of the mathematical formula I should use, that depend upon me. जिसमें मुझे ease लगेगा, I should go with that. So for that, whatever be the tools that we are using, so अगर आपके पास कोई quadratic equation आता है, and here I am discussing the solution, how to solve the quadratic equation. You know that how to solve this. So the solution for x is given by x is equal to, you know that, negative b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So I am using the standard equation which has been applicable for solving the value of x for any quadratic equation. But if you think that no, in spite of using this formula, I should go with the splitting of the middle term and I can easily do that phenomena apart from that. आपको लगता है उससे ज़्यादा जल्दी हो सकता है, so that's your choice. So which of the tool that we should use? That should be standardly हमारा choice है, जहाँ से हमें easy लगे we can go with that. So there are the two basic things जो अभी हम लोगों ने algebra में add की. Basic identities, please note it down. If I left someone, कोई मुझसे रह गया तो please add on that. And how to solve the quadratic equation, I know that कि सर easy है, अभी तो पढ़ा है, but please for an request एक छोटी सी जगह पे इसे mention जरूर कर लीजिए. Done? Okay. So after dealing with basic identity and the quadratic equation, now I want to discuss with the important thing that we haven't studied yet, and that important thing is binomial theorem. Okay, and we have used this binomial theorem once in the while we were dealing with the combinations of the errors. So binomial theorem. So binomial theorem says that if we have an expression in the form of, if we have an expression 1 plus x whole power n, where n is any integer. It is any integer, either positive, either negative, or either in the form of fraction. So n can be any integer, means 1 plus whole power n. It can be positive power, it can be negative power, or if your power is in fraction, that is also good for it. So if n is any integer and x is any real number, should be any real number. So the solution for this expression would be 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1 x square 2 factorial. I will discuss with that. So the solution for this is 1 plus x whole power n is 1 plus nx plus n means whatever be the power into n minus 1 x square by 2 factorial plus n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 divided by 3 factorial x cube plus, if you want to continue, n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 divided by 4 factorial into x power 4 and so on. Because this n would go on up to the power. It will go up to जब तक आप लोग n into n minus n तक नहीं पहुंच जाते. So this is the expansion of 1 plus x whole power n. But if there is a conditional part, you can say the condition is if x is very less than 1, that we discussed in the combination of the error, where we discuss about that in the division combination. When x is very less than 1, when the value of this real number is very less than 1, if it is less than 1, so x square would be also very less than, because x is a smaller number and the square of the smaller number is always very small. Cube of the smaller number is also very small. X to power 4 would also be very small. So if x is very less than 1, then high power x is neglected. So whatever be the terms with the high power, means x square, x cube, x4, x5 and so on, all those components, all those terms would be neglected. So what left to us? 1 plus x power n is equal to what left? 1 plus nx. And this would we always use a symbol nearly equal to. And this expression is called as binomial theorem. So this is the exact form of the binomial theorem. Okay, now the question arises, sir, how this expression has come in front of us? That I again saying that what is the principle behind this tool, that will be discussed in the mathematics. So in the mathematics of the class 11th and 12th, you are going to study a binomial topic, or you can say a unit in the mathematics, and at that time you are going to get to know about everything about the principle behind the binomial theorem. But in the physics we only require what? This theorem or this rule as a form of tool. अब हमें इसे tool की तरह use करना है. So we should know how to use it, when to use it. हमें मालूम होना चाहिए कैसे यूज करना है और कब यूज करना है, उसके पीछे का प्रिंसिपल क्या है. For that we have to be wait for some time. Clear with that? Now here we have some terms, we call this as a factorial. So this 2 factorial represents the product of 2 into 1. Mean the product of all the terms which are less than that number but up to the 0. Similarly, the 3 factorial, the product of all the terms which are less than the number but up to the 0. So it will go 3 into 2 into 1. Similarly, 4 factorial, it would be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. And so on if we have the any factorial. This is called as a factorial, and this about this you are going to get used. But in the physics we require this expression. So most of the time so once we have used in future when we are going to use it, we are going to use 1 plus x power n is nearly equal to 1 plus nx. This n can be positive, this n can be negative, and this n can be also in a fraction manner. So we can do that by manner. Okay, so please note it down, and what is and how we can use it, we will try it just after this expression. Note it down. हम लोग इसको try करेंगे. So first of all, please note it down this binomial expression. Done? Okay. Now, how this binomial theorem can be help us in a practical manner? ये आपको कैसे help करेगा? That you can discuss, that you can study. आप लोग इस चीज को अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं और इस चीज को हम लोग इजीली वर्क भी कर सकते हैं. So now the point is that if we have any expression similarly like जब हम लोगों ने when we study, when we discuss in the what, the division concept, combination of divisions में we applied that. But in the real life how we can do that? If someone asks you, okay, solve this. Okay, so you have to solve the cube of the 999. So solve the cube of the 999. So let's try with that binomial expression. So let's try to make this 999 into the form of binomial. So help me out with that. So 999, so what I can write? 1000 minus 1 whole cube. Done? So here is 1000 minus 1 whole cube. So what I am going to do, help me out, I am going to take 1000 as a common. Please, if I take 1000 as a common, okay, from this side, so what left? 1 minus 1 by 1000 whole cube. Is that okay? 999 can be written as 1000 minus 1. Now I have taken the 1000 as a common, so it left. Now just open this 1000, so it would be 1000 cube into 1 minus 0.001 whole cube. So this term can be easily solved. The 1000 cube आप लोग आराम से solve कर सकते हैं. Now the term is 1 minus 0.001 whole cube. So this expression is looking like 1 plus nx, means 1 plus x power whole n. So this expression would be in this term. So we will apply the binomial theorem here. This would be as it is. 1000 cube would be as it is. We are going to apply here this expression. Expression is 1 plus minus x ka whole power n is equal to 1 plus minus nx. So that would be in the plus minus दोनों जगह पे आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. If in that expression is minus, so it would be minus nx. So please help me out. So 1, here it is minus. What is n here? N is 3. The power is 3 and x is 0.001. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Means the 1000 cube into it would be 1 minus 0.003. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 into, if you go from here, it will give you how much? 10 minus 3, 7, 9, 9. So 0.997. And if we multiply with that, so it would be 997. Yeah, it would be 997. And how many 0 we have? 9. But the 3 decimals, so it would be only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be your answer. So what is the cube of the 999 cube? That we can try by this expression, and this would be not, I am not saying that this is the exact version, but 1 plus x power n gives us the nearly equal to 1 plus nx. So it will give us the nearly equal to value, and this will help us to solve out. Okay, so this is the application in how we can apply the binomial theorem. So this is the done. So please note it down. And similarly, you can practice for lot of the numericals. आप ऐसे ही कुछ भी numerical बना सकते हैं. You can make 9999 in this manner if we have 1 plus nx. So please that. So this is the first application, means how we can apply the binomial theorem. I demonstrate that. But in future we have to use that. हमें ऐसी जगह पे use करना पड़ेगा. So we should prepare for the tool itself. So please note it down first of all. Okay everyone, so since we have discussed some of the mathematical tools related to the algebraic concept, means some identities, we discussed the how to solve the quadratic equation, and the most important thing that I think which is new to us, that was the binomial expression. Now let's discuss some of the mensuration part that we can discuss. Okay. So some of the mensuration that we required from the class 9th and the 10th. So you can help me out in the quick manner. So if I want to study the circle, means for the geometrical shapes. So if I want to study the circle, so help me out. What are the information or what are the expression or the formula that we should know about the circle? Like number 1, circumference. So the circumference of the circle, please, your 2 pi r. Can you tell me about the area of the circle? It is pi r square. So we can do that. And if you want to term in the diameter, so it would be pi d. And if you want to study here, so it would be pi d square by 4. Since we all know that diameter is always being 2 times of the area. Similarly, if we want to study what? Cylinder. So for the cylinder, if I ask you, what is the curved surface area of the cylinder? You will say, sir, it is 2 pi r into h. R stands for the radius and h stands for the height of the cylinder. If I ask you total surface area of the cylinder, so it would be, sir, curved surface area plus 2 times of the pi r square. If you want to study or if you want to remain in the form of what? Common factor 2 pi r h plus r. If you want to write in this manner, so that's your choice. If you want to discuss about the what? Volume. So what is the volume of the cylinder? It is your pi r square h. So might be these are the mensuration or these are the some geometrical ideas that we required. We required only the basic geometrical ideas or the geometrical shapes data from the 9th and the 10th class. Similarly, will you please just help me for the cone? So for the cone, so what is the volume of the cone? You know that volume of the cone is 1/3 of the pi r square h, and you have already verified in your class 9th or the 10th where we you have studied. आप लोगों ने इस चीज को पहले ही डील किया हुआ है. And if I ask for curved surface area of the cone, it would be pi r L, where L stands for, you know, that slant height. And how we have to calculate that slant height? It would be the square root of h square plus square of the radius by using the Pythagoras theorem. Similarly, if we want to study the sphere, so what is the total surface area of the sphere? So the sphere area is 4 pi r square. And if I ask for the volume of the sphere, so the volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Similarly, we can study the hemisphere in this manner. You can deal with that. So the curved surface area for hemisphere is your 2 pi r square. Total surface area is your 3 pi r square. Total surface area, your curved one and the upper one if it is closed, and the volume is your 2 by 3 pi r cube. So here there are the some geometrical shapes that I have written about the circle, cylinder, cone, sphere, hemisphere. So let's add one, two more which is being oftenly and regularly asked, or which are going to be the part of the physics regularly, like the cube. So for the cube, you can help me. What is your total surface area? It would be your 6a square. And what is the volume of the cube? It would be length into width into height, or you can say the cube of the side. Similarly, we can study about the cuboid. And about the cuboid, what is the volume of the cuboid? It would be length into width into height. And what is the total surface area for the cuboid? So we can discuss about. If I ask what is the surface area, total surface area of the four walls, we can add on that. So why the thing is that whatever be the thing that we are discussing till now, except that binomial theorem, everything was the part of the mathematics in our earlier stage, and we have to revise all of them. हमें वो सारी चीजें वापस से revise करना, so that they can be the part of us. So as usual, like the similarly as I said in the identities property, that if I miss any of the geometry, मैं अगर कोई geometry भूल गया हूँ, there are various like the frustrum. So if I left something and if you want to add, you can add in your vocabulary. जैसे हम English में करते हैं ना, add the vocabulary. More be the vocabulary or more be the words stored in your mind, your fluency of speaking English would be the great. Similarly in the Hindi language and similarly in the mathematical tools. So these are those tools. So जितना ज़्यादा आप tools अपने पास गैदर रखेंगे in the physics, you will not be in any place, you are not going to be stuck. आप अटकने नहीं वाले हैं. So please add all the mensuration: circle, cylinder, cone, sphere, hemisphere, cube, cuboid. Or if I left any of the geometrical shape, so it's my personal request that we can add on that. इतना तो हम लोग add कर सकते हैं. Done? Okay. So just after dealing the mensuration, so we have discussed about the algebra, we have discussed about the mensuration. Now we are going to enter into the previous mathematical tools, but the tool which is going to be the very much important part in the physics, which is going to play a very important role in the physics, and that tool is your what? Trigonometry. So the trigonometry is going to be the very much important mathematical tool which is going to be placed, or which is going to be play its role in every stage of the physics. So in every stage you are going to face the trigonometry, you are going to face any of the trigonometry relation, you are going to face any of the trigonometry formula, or we require any of the trigonometry values. So trigonometry is going to be very much important part of the physics while dealing in the further concepts. So let's revise the trigonometry basically that we know about. But before going to the trigonometry relations in that any particular right angle triangle, let's discuss about the some angle. So we all know that angle, it has been the area or the curve that is suspended in between the two lines. So दो lines के बीच में जो आप लोगों ने curve और arc suspended किया, so to represent that arc we use a term known as the angle. But this angle has some units. So you all know that. So we have the some units, or you can say the systems of the angle. So we have some systems of angle. Okay, till now in the previous chapter, means in the units and measurement, we discussed that we have these 7 fundamental quantity, and I discussed only up to that. But let me clear, there is one more extra fundamental quantity apart from that 7. The extra fundamental quantity or the extra basic quantity is angle. So angle is also being considered the fundamental quantity, but it is not always been included along with all the respective fundamental quantities, because this quantity does not have any dimension. This quantity does not have any unit. It means angle is always unitless and angle is always what? Dimensionless. Means we do not represent. But we are going to represent, or we are going to have some unit for that. अब हम लोग इसके लिए कुछ units use करने वाले हैं, and those units that we are going to use, those units are, so there are some systems of the angle that I want to discuss. If you heard, that's the great thing. If it is new to you, so your mind and your concentration fully required here. So the systems of unit that we use for the angles is, there is first is called as sexagesimal, sexagesimal, sexagesimal system. This system includes the angle into various units. This system says that the right angle is always equal to 90 degree. The right angle is always equal to 90 degrees. So when the two lines are perpendicular to each other, exactly perpendicular to each other, in that case we say that the angle between both the lines is called as 90 degree. Okay, and the symbol for the degree is this manner, you all know that. And 1 degree is always been equal to 60 minute dash. So this dash symbol represents the minute. Okay, so 1 degree is always equal to 60 minute, and 1 minute is always equal to 60 seconds. So like the time distribution, like we have distributed the time in hours, minute and second, in the same manner in this sexagesimal system we divided the angle into the 3 basic units categories: degree, minute and second. So you should know that right angle include 90 degree, 1 degree includes 60 minute, and 1 minute include the 60 second. In the same manner we have one more unit, or you can say one more system, in which we discuss about the units, or you can say the terms related to the angle, and that system is your centesimal system. In this system we take the angles in the another language. We say that one right angle is always equal to 100 G, where G represents the grade. So in spite of using the degree, we use the grade. Okay, that thing is very much new to everyone present on that side. ये system सबके लिए बहुत new है, because this system is being included into the SI. So that is being used in the SI, but this was in the CGS. कहीं ना कहीं ये पहले CGS में आता था, but we are not using that, but we should have the information related to that. So in the centesimal system, one right angle is always equal to 100 grade. Now 1 grade is always equal to 100 minutes. So again, dash is the symbol for the minute, but 1 grade gives you the 100 minute and 1 minute gives you the 100 second. So in this centesimal system, we always study the angle in this manner. Here we study in degree, minute and second, but they have a different variation. 1 minute 60, 1 degree 60 minute, 1 minute 60 second. But it does not mean that we have taken this concept from the time. It is looking like the time, but it is not the time. In the same manner, in the centesimal system, one right angle is equal to your 100 grade. 1 grade would be further into divided into 100 minutes, and 1 minute is equal to your 100 second. So we have the two angle system, sexagesimal system and centesimal system. There is one more angle system जिसमें हम लोग angle को measure करते हैं, and I am going to write here, and that third system is circular system. And in this circular system, we use a unit called as radian. And I think you are also familiar with that radian. So what is the radian? And if I ask you what is 1 radian, we should know that. And we should have the definition. So what is the radian or the 1 radian? It is the angle subtended. It is the angle subtended at the center when the length of arc is equal to radius of circle. Means, for an example, let's suppose we have a circle here. We call this as a circular system. So we represent the angle by using the circular system, and in this circular system we use the radian as a unit. And this is the center of your circle, and let's suppose this is your one end. So this is called as the radius. Let's suppose the another end is B, and the angle between both the lines is called as theta, and this is called as length of arc. So from the class 10th we all know about that theta angle is always equal to L by R. That means angle is always been equal to length of arc divided by the radius. And if this length of arc is equal to the radius, in that case, whatever be the angle present in between both the lines, that is called as 1 radian. So we should know about that, and we will add some more thing related to the radian. So we will continue the radian, but before that, please note it down, the three systems in which the angles is being always introduced or included. So we use mostly radian and the degree. We never use this centesimal system, but we should know about the knowledge of this system also. So please, first of all, add on this. Done? Okay. Now, I am just rubbing these two systems so that we can continue our radian, or you can say the circular system. So, let's try to study the whole complete cycle. So, if I complete the whole cycle of this angle, if I complete the whole cycle, so my angle means theta would be length of arc, which is 2 pi r divided by radius. So I am writing for one complete cycle. So for one complete cycle, theta would be 2 pi r by r, and theta would be 2 pi radian. So what is the angle for the one complete cycle? 2 pi radian. So that's why for the complete cycle of the circle, we always take the angle as a 2 pi radian, and in the degree it has always been how much? 360 degree. So angle is 2 pi radian for complete cycle. So 2 pi radian is always equal to 360 degree, or you can say pi radian is always equal to 180 degree. That you should know. And 1 radian is always equal to 180 by pi degree. And if you convert this into the what degree, so it will become 59 degree. It will be your how much? 59 degree, 916 minute and 22 second. If we convert into the first system, if we study in the first system of the degree, where we have the system in which the units of the angle are in degree, minute and the second. So you can say 1 radian is always equal to 180 by, means pi radian is equal to 180 degree. So 1 radian is equal to 180 by pi degree. Or you can say, if you want to convert this into properly into degree, minute and the second, so it has always been 59 degree, 916 minute and 22 second. जैसे हम लोग हमेशा किसी भी मीटर सेंटीमीटर में कन्वर्ट करते हैं, we can convert in this manner. So this is the information that you should have. And I know you all know that how to convert degree into radian or radian into degree. So if we want to convert degree into radian, so we have to multiply with pi by 180. If we want to convert the radian into degree, so we have to multiply by 180 by pi. So that is the thing from the angle concept related to the trigonometry. Now we are going to discuss the sum of the trigonometry relations that we know up to here, जितना अब तक हम जानते हैं. But before that, please note it down. Okay everyone, so since we discussed about the angle and the various systems that we have present related to the angle, so now we are going to discuss in the terms of some trigonometry. If I add here trigonometry functions, so you are familiar with that, so I let it make this in a quick manner. So let's suppose we have a triangle named as ABC, a right angle triangle which is at 90 degree at angle C. This is your theta angle. If this is your theta angle, this AC will called as your base, this BC will call as your height, or you can say the altitude, and this AB will call as your hypotenuse. So there are various trigonometry functions that we should know and that we have, and there are 6 trigonometry functions. So let it be quick. Sine theta. So sine theta is always what? Perpendicular by hypotenuse. So let it be height here perpendicular. So it would be P by H. Similarly, the next your cos theta. So it is your base by hypotenuse. Then you have tan theta. So it would be your perpendicular by base. So there we have the 3, and we have 3 more. Cosecant theta. It would be your hypotenuse by perpendicular. Then we have secant theta. It would be your hypotenuse by base. And then we have last is cot theta, which is your base by perpendicular. So point is that we have the 6 trigonometry functions, or you can say we have the 6 trigonometry such type of a functions which gives us the ratio of their height of a right angle triangle. So in indirect manner, what we are going to do, or what we always do in the trigonometry functions, we always find the ratio of the sides. And here we have the 3 sides, base, perpendicular, height, and by pairing them we can have the 6 different ratios, and we call these ratios as a trigonometry functions. Yeah? And there are some trigonometry basic formulas जो हमें याद होने चाहिए, some basic formulas. Okay, just only basic. Now we require only basic. So you know that sine theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse and cosecant is height by hypotenuse by perpendicular. So they are inverse to each other. So you can write that sine theta is always equal to reciprocal of cosecant theta, or you can say cosecant theta is reciprocal of sine theta. In a similar manner, cos theta and secant theta is also been a reciprocal part. So cos theta is reciprocal of secant theta, and similarly tan theta is reciprocal of cot theta. Done? So there are the three relations that we can relate with each other, but some more standard identities. Standard identities I am talking about here, and those are sine square theta plus cos square theta is always 1. Next, your 1 plus tan square theta is your secant square theta, and the last is 1 plus cot square theta is your cosecant square theta. So these three are our basic fundamental identities of the trigonometry, which are going to be very much helpful to us. Okay, apart from that, again we are not going to here gather or elaborate all the trigonometry that you have studied in the class 10. In class 11th you are also again going to deal with the trigonometry, and this will continues. But now I am just only recalling the basic tool that we require. But there are some more formulas of the trigonometry that we require. But those formula we are going to gather as soon as we got the requirement for them. जब भी हमें उनका जरूरत पड़ेगा हम लोग उन्हें gather करेंगे. Okay, so remember your class 10 trigonometry, and it is initially the basic that I have written here. So these are the basic fundamental tools that we require about the mathematics. Done? So please note it down, this basic. I know you all know about that, but for the sake, please note it down, all the trigonometry functions. Okay. Now, since we have discussed the trigonometry functions, now we require some of the trigonometry's values for the different particular angle, because we have to use them. So the trigonometry's values, or you can say the values of all the trigonometry functions at the different angle. So 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90, 120, 135 degree, 150 degree, and last 180 degree. So for here I always suggest that we should know all the trigonometry functions value up to the 180 degree. So up to 180 degree we should know all the things, and here we are going to study our three main trigonometry functions: sine, cos and tan. The remaining three we can calculate just by reciprocal their respective values. Okay, so here I am writing just only the three trigonometry's values, mean the three trigonometry's function from all the way from 0 degree to 180 degree. So let's start. You all know that sine 0, 0, sine 30, it is 1 by 2, it is 1 by root 2, this is your root 3 by 2, sine 91. Sine 120, it is root 3 by 2, 135, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, and sine 180, 0. Done? Cos theta, 1, it is root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, and cos 90, 0. Then it would be negative 1 by 2, negative 1 by root 2, negative root 3 by 2, and negative 1. Clear? So after 90 degree to 180 degree, we call this as a second quadrant. So in second quadrant, your cos function is always negative. Let's talk in the 10. So in the 10 we have tan 0, it would be 0. It would be your 1 by root 3. Tan 45, 1. Tan 60, it would be your root 3. Tan 90, it is your not defined. Means it would be the tan theta. You all know that tan theta is the ratio of sine by cos. Okay, if I haven't written earlier, but we all know that it is the ratio of sine by cos, and 1 by 0 is your not defined. Then we will go in next. So it would be your negative root 3, negative 1, negative 1 by root 3 and finally 0. So in the second quadrant again from 120 to 180 degree 10 is also negative. So this is the trigonometry value table for the all the three basic trigonometry functions sine, cos and tan all the way from 0 degree to 180 degree. Okay. So here we have discussed some of the mathematical tools or some of the mathematical functions which are being related to that. I know most of the things that we discuss here are familiar to you. So might be you think that sir okay likely dekha nahi dekha, but we should go through them once again. So I am giving the time and you are also giving the time here to revise all these things or revise your all 10th class mathematical formulas which are going to be used as a tool in the physics. If we are giving the time, so give it up properly. Note down all the terms by writing the chapter 0 so that in future if we require that we do not spend or we do not waste our time to just learning that what was the value of the trigonometry. If we have written, we should learn. So you should learn all the values, you should learn all the basic trigonometry function, you should learn about the angle unit, you should have the information about the all the mensuration means all the geometrical shape, you should have the information about how to solve the quadratic equation, what are the basic properties or basic identities that we can use. One new term or one new theorem that we have discussed was the binomial theorem, so we should also have the information. So here please note it down up to here.